Good morning. Happy New Year. Happy 2022, everybody. We don't know who will join us live this morning. We don't know who was out partying last night or who wants to talk about how to make a great 2022 for themselves. So we will give everybody a chance to catch up with the fact that we are live and online. And good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy New Year, everyone. Okay, I think we're good. All right, I'm just trying to get our technology set here. Okay, good morning. Happy New Year. How is everybody? Obviously, those of you that are joining us, you were maybe not partying last night. I was binge watching Netflix. And it was a great New Year. We went bowling early on. I failed miserably. It was a little amusing to see how my fam was not okay with me failing at bowling, and they kept trying to fix me. We ended up putting the bumpers up for me, and I did much better on the second game. I'm not afraid to admit that. Sometimes, it's okay to fail at something. It's all right to just fail and do it with, just fail excellently. Fail with enthusiasm. So I failed with enthusiasm yesterday bowling. It was pretty amusing. Okay, we're going to start our podcast recording. Okay. For some reason, I couldn't upload the podcast audio last week, so I'm not sure why that is. How is everybody? Happy 2022. This is an opportunity today. 365 days, 365 new chances to make it happen, to have the life that you want, to do things the way that you want to do them. We do not like to talk about resolutions here because I just think all that's sort of overrated. And we look at that. We have creepers already this morning. How nice. Okay. So we talk about new routines. So what are your new routines going to be for 2022? So rather than your resolutions and then making yourself feel shitty and bad and wrong because you didn't get them done or they didn't happen, let's talk about what your new routines could be for 2022 and how you really have the opportunity every day to have the life that you want, the life that you want to create for yourself rather than a life that you're settling for. So I encourage you to do a couple things. One, we have a workbook that is completely free to you for download on the site. So if you go to revealingleaders.com and you click free stuff at the top, it will lead you to a page where there's all kinds of free downloadables. This entire workbook is there for you to download. And if you don't know what you're going to do this weekend, or if you're just hanging out, I encourage you to download this and work yourself through the process. The first few bits of the workbook are a looking at and assessing and evaluating 2021. What did it bring you? What do you want to leave behind? Some of the questions in there: what is the most significant thing that occurred in 2021? How do you feel about it? What were your 10 biggest blessings? What attitudes do you want to leave behind? What behaviors do you want to leave behind? What worked? What didn't work? What did you learn? What did you recognize that are the conversations underneath everything running you? We've been talking a lot about that since October. What's getting in the way? It starts off with the question, what do you want? Because, of course, you can't create a new year for yourself with new opportunity and possibility if you have no idea what you even want. So we first must begin with the question, what do you want? So we've got 2 pages here. I started working through this. I'm actually going to work it through just like you guys are. That's what I'm going to work on today. I have a few errands to run, and then we're going to come back here, and I'm going to really sit down and work this through. I do that every year. I'm also going to spend some of today writing goals for first quarter and for January. In here also are the tools. I also ask you to give yourself a score on 2021. Good. Welcome, Claire. A couple people their first time watching. Welcome into Coffee Chat. By the way, this is the Coffee Chat show. This is, I believe, season 4 for us. I've been doing this Facebook page since 2014. I started a live show a few years after that. We have 1.5 million and counting followers. This is my give back. I actually am the CEO of Delta Hire, which is a recruiting, staffing, and training company. I am also the director of project management for a large law firm in Miami, and we do lots of other things. So I have plenty of work to do. I have a job, and this Revealing Leaders is my give back to you. The Working Warrior Mom page and Revealing Leaders is my give back to you. I employ a staff, Tracy and Kim, to help with this page and help with the show. And that's what we do it for. We're literally doing it for free. I'm getting up every Saturday morning, showering and getting on here to try and give you some information and insight and direction so that you can create the life that you want. I've been studying prosperity principles since I was 12 years old. I've been training and doing prosperity classes and teaching prosperity since I was about 19 years old. I train leaders, I train staff, etc., etc. And I also am a business consultant that goes into companies. I'm a fixer, basically. Anyway, point being is we're not making any money off of this. There is no charge to download this workbook. If you don't like what I'm saying, you don't have to watch me. Just go off the page. No harm, no foul. I am not trying to sell you anything. We are literally just giving you free information to try to help you. I was a single mother for, my son's going to be 21 this year. I was a working single mom for almost 21 years. I got married at the end of 2019 when my son was 18 and turning 19. He has his own apartment and his own life now. He's doing great. That was the reason I changed the name of the page from the Working Single Mom to the Working Warrior Mom. I will always be a mom, I will always be working, and I will always be a warrior. So we are, the page is open to whoever. It's a public page. It is not a group. Revealing Leaders is the brand of my personal brand. We are on Instagram. We are on Pinterest. We are on Twitter. We are everywhere that we can be. And this is our give back to you. So with all that being said, if you want to go to revealingleaders.com and you download the workbook, we don't ask for your email address or anything. There is a newsletter that you can join that we put out twice a month. You're welcome to do that, but you do not have to give us your email information in order to get the workbook. We do not, we don't do any of that because I'm not making a living from this. This is literally my give back. We're putting the content out there. We're getting it out on a podcast and on YouTube and on Facebook. And if you want it, it's there. Over the last 4 years, we've done many classes online through the Coffee Chat show. We've talked about many things. We've helped a lot of people. And for 2022, you're welcome to follow us and you can be one of those people. We literally give you the material and the tools to change your life if you want to. The work is completely up to you. So the first part of this workbook is an evaluation of 2021. And then we give you a listing of the tools. There are some tools that we recommend that you use on the daily. We recommend that you get yourself a daily practice so that you can have the life that you want and a life that you create for yourself rather than one that you are succumbing to or settling for. And then we start with creating the 2022 that you desire. Where there's questions in here like, what do you want your total income to be for 2022? What do you want to be reading? What do you want to be watching? What do you want to learn? What have you been directing your attention to? Is that working for you? How's your health? What are your goals there? Etc., etc. Okay, so we recommend that you write yourself a new script for 2022. We even give you the space in the back to do that. And then we encourage you to make that part of your daily practice. I cannot stress enough that if you want a different kind of a life, if 2021 was not what you wanted it to be, if it didn't bring you what you wanted, or if you still have more to do and more that you want to create and achieve, it is a great opportunity to take the next couple of days really focusing and working on mapping out what you want, making yourself a blueprint and a script and affirmation cards and goal lists and manifestation lists. And there's a lot of downloadables for free on revealingleaders.com. At this time of the year, you'll see all kinds of things on Facebook where people want you to like come and download their free workbook so they can send you a million things via email or get you to try to sign up for whatever. Or we don't do any of that. When I say free, it's free. When I say go download it, I mean just go download it. We don't want anything from you. Just go take it off the site. It is there. It is free to you. I encourage you to do this work. I encourage you to grab yourself a fresh, clean notebook for 2022. And I encourage you to make that part of your daily activity, and in there, you know, your gratitudes every day, your glory stories every day, and we'll talk more about these in the weeks to come. But I encourage you to grab a journal, a notebook, and we're going to call that your excellence notebook, and we're going to begin to tell you what to fill it with. So in addition to, if you want to change your life and you want to do some work that is completely free to you, go download this workbook, get a good journal, a good notebook. We're going to make that your excellence handbook for 2022. We're going to start talking through what's going to go in there. And meanwhile, you guys work on filling out this workbook over the next week and really evaluating. If you don't evaluate 2021 and determine what your wins were and what your misses were and where you wanted to do better and where you want to shore up, how the hell are you going to fix anything for 2022? If you don't look at what your routines were in 2021 and determine whether or not they worked for you, how are you going to create a routine for 2022 that's better? You can't fix it if you don't know what's broken or what's not working. You can't make it work if you don't know what isn't working, right? So you have the opportunity and the choice to do something different. Today, January 1st, first day of the year, you have every opportunity to make it great. To that end, every year at this time, we play the effectiveness game. This helps people establish the new routines that matter to them. So let me grab this off the printer. So there is a free downloadable on the revealingleaders.com, and it looks like this. And it says something like, it has a header like change the game, download the effectiveness game chart, or whatever. So here's the thing. Sometimes you think, I'm doing so great, I'm working so hard, or I don't understand why nothing's working, I'm busy, I'm overwhelmed, it's not going the way I want. Or you think, how come changes aren't sticking? I'm knocking it out of the park, I'm doing everything I need to be doing. The question is, are you? Are you doing what you need to do for you? There are things that if I said to you, personally, how do you feel like you're doing in your life right now? I think you could say to me that, Noelle, if I was doing these, certain things every day, I would feel like I was 110%, like I was knocking it out of the park. These things are your things to decide. These could be things like writing in a gratitude journal, taking a cup of coffee by yourself for 10 minutes every morning and just having peace, making your bed, getting dressed and ready with time to spare, cleaning off your kitchen counter. Some of the things that go on my list are taking my vitamins every day, doing yoga every day, cleaning off, having the kitchen counter clear before I go to bed, cleaning up the living room before we go to bed, making the bed every day, saying my rosary every day. That's just my personal thing. Doing my gratitude journal, having a to-do list for work every day, keeping track of what needs to be done. Those are just some of the things that go on my personal list. Now, in years past, we've played 7 days a week. And in the last year, just understanding, as I get older, I'll be 54 this coming year. Well, actually in 2022, I'll be 54. And as I've gotten older, I recognize, and I talk about this a lot anyway, that it's a flow. This is not, life, there's no such thing as work-life balance. There's a flow. And sometimes the flow is, fast and heavy on the work stuff. Sometimes it's fast and heavy on the kid stuff or the family stuff. It just depends. It depends on what kind of a day it is. It depends on what kind of a mood you're in. It depends on how things are rolling. Now, the effectiveness game works like this. First of all, we're only going to play 5 days a week, okay? So you pick your 5 days. You pick the things that go on the list, and you pick the 5 days. Because if you're somebody that works on the weekend, you may want to take, 2 weekdays as your off days, and your effectiveness days will run through the weekend. So everybody has different schedules. Everybody has different ways that it works. If we do 5 days, you have 2 days to F off and be lazy, and 5 days to prove to yourself that you can make the changes that you want to make in your life. So I encourage you to look at what your new routines are, what you want them to be for 2022, and then make your effectiveness game items, part of those routines. So there's 10 tasks, and there's boxes for every day. So you write your things here, and then you check off whether or not you did them. And then at the end of the week, you score yourself, right? So, or the end of every day. So if you did 6 things, you're at 60%. If you did 3 things, you're at 30%. If you did 5 things, you're at 50%. You get the drill. And in my experience, high effectiveness is like staying between 80 and 100% all 5 days. That's when you can really feel like you're on point and you're really getting stuff done. Now, remember, please, these are items that you write on the list, and it's the same 10 things every day. This is designed to make sure that you're doing the routines for yourself that make a difference. I don't tell you what those are. Tracy doesn't tell you what those are. You guys decide what those are. Whatever it is for you, whatever you need to do on the daily to make you feel like you have got your day and you are moving through your day so that it works for you to its best. That's what the 10 things are comprised of. You guys decide what the 10 things are. We don't decide for you. Now, what's interesting is when you score yourself, and at the end of the week, when you get your total score, which is your total score of the 5 days divided by 5, and that's your average for the week, it will tell you a lot. One of the things in years past that my score has told me is I go like this. I'm like 100%, 90%, 100%, 90%, 30. 100%, 90%, 40. 100%, okay? And when I look at how I want my life to be and where I want to go in my life, it correlates, right? When I say to myself, how come I am here and I want to have this happen and this happen and this happen and this happen? People look at me and think I'm extremely highly effective, which I am. However, there are things that I have been battling with like for 10 years that if I could just get these things to be consistent routines, I would feel like I was winning every day. One of them is a to-do list. One of them is yoga every day. These are small things. And what I've noticed about myself over the years is it goes like this. So this is the year that I'm going to create routines that work. And one of the ways that I determined that we could shift this a little bit is 5 days a week. So most of us are working a schedule where, it's pretty much 4 or 5 days a week. We're really busting it out. There's stuff to do, business hours, all that kind of stuff. And then, there's a couple days during the 7 that aren't so, have to be so focused and run so precisely. All right. So download. If you woke up this morning and you want this year to be different, if you woke up this morning and you said to yourself, this year is going to be different, I'm going to have this be my best year yet, I want to make real changes in my life, we are literally giving you 2 tools to help you make that happen. And this stuff is free. Again, it's free. Go download the workbook. It doesn't cost you anything. I don't want anything from you. I just want you to win in your life. I want to see people create the lives that they want rather than lives that they're settling for. Okay? So, go download the workbook. It is free. Again. And take some time this weekend to fill it out. Take some time this weekend to really give some thought to what worked in 2021, what didn't work, what do you want to change, what do you want to create for yourself for 2022, and how are you going to do that? It's great to have goals, but if you don't have some kind of action plan that backs up to a routine that supports the goal, ain't shit gonna happen. Okay? Don't fool yourself. Everybody wakes up this morning and they're like, oh, these are my New Year's resolutions. And then by January 31st or February 15th, it's gone. And then they feel like a failure, and then people start the cycle all over again. It's bullshit. It really is. It doesn't work. That construct doesn't work. What works is, let's take a look at 2021. Let's dissect in a workbook. Let's dissect what worked, what didn't work, what did you love, what did you not like so much, what do you want to change, what can be different, okay? And I encourage you to get yourself a notebook. I encourage you to spend the money and get yourself a nice big journal or something that you can work with. At least, you might need another one halfway through the year, but we're going to talk about next week you creating your own excellence book for the year ahead, okay? This is like you constructing this book that you're going to use every day, that you're going to do in your own hand, not some pre-printed thing where people are telling you what to focus on. You're actually going to focus on for you what's important to you and what you want to be tracking every day, what you want to be looking at, etc. Okay? And we're going to talk about how to put, pictures and words in there and affirmations and your gratitudes and your glory stories and, okay? So, Stevie, the workbook is a free downloadable. Go to Revealing Leader. We have some people just jumping on wondering where to get the workbook. Go to revealingleaders.com. At the top, okay, there's words that say free stuff. Click that, and then you'll see all the free downloadables from our site at revealingleaders.com. Again, we don't ask you for your email address. You don't have to do anything to get this. A lot of people do not understand, that I'm just doing this truthfully because I was a working single mom for 18 years. I know what it's like to be a parent and work and try to put your life together. I know what hard looks like. I've come back from a bankruptcy and from job switches, and believe me, if you've followed me for long enough, you know part of my story. I have walked the walk. I practice what I preach, and I'm literally giving this shit away for free. I am giving it to you because I feel like my job in life is to leave the world better than I found it. Not everyone's like that. I'm not like everyone that you'll meet. I literally wake up every Saturday morning. Tracy and I get up. She is in Indiana. I am in Vermont. She sits on here and drops links about what I'm talking about. Kim helps us with our social media. There's 3 of us that have been doing this since 2014. We're just doing it. Well, I'm doing it because I want to leave things better than I found them. And they are helping me because they're part of my team. I pay for this stuff out of my own pocket to keep the site going and pay them and all of that. Okay, so this is just free help. No strings attached. Okay. I also ask you in here, so again, go to revealingleaders.com. You can download the workbook for free. Christina, you're in Vermont. We are actually, we're doing a live event March 26th in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. That is also free. That will be a free event. If you go to the Working Warrior Mom Facebook page, if you click events, you can see and you can register. There is no charge for the event in Portsmouth on March 26th. You do have to register, however. And in there, we're going to talk about a real blueprint for creating what you want for your future, work-wise and life-wise. That's what that event is going to be about. We did a live event in Portsmouth on December 4th. That's where we released this workbook. And now this workbook is downloadable for free off the site. So, people, I ask you what your word is for the year. My word is extra this year. Last year's word was magnificent. Extra is extra blessings, extra discipline, extra income, extra enthusiasm, extra joy, extra wisdom, extra clarity, extra. Extra, 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 extra joy, extra clarity, extra blessings, extra wisdom, extra discipline, extra workouts, extra health. Is that a thing? Okay, so here are 2 tools. Really, if you want to change your life, if you woke up this morning, if you're hungover, you feel shitty, or you don't want to have the same life that you had in 2021, please, we are giving you this stuff for free. We take the time to create it, upload it onto the site. Get on here on New Year's morning when most people are, hungover and don't feel like getting up early. Tracy and I are up early. She's in Indiana. I'm in Vermont. Here we are. We're with you. We're giving you this information. We want you to win in your life. We want you to have a life that you want to have. We want you to have the life that you created rather than the life that you're settling for. Stop settling. It's time to flip the script, guys. It's time to make something new happen. Okay? And here are 2 tools. So, download your effectiveness game sheet. We're playing 5 days out of the 7, so it's a little different than last year, okay? 5 days out of 7. And we're going to play for the whole first quarter. And if you really want to look at your life and how things are really happening for you, you're going to track the data from these weekly effectiveness charts. And I'm going to share my numbers with you. All right? Kirsten's with us this morning. She's another faraway member of our team. I see her on there. She said her word is breakthrough. Nice. Download the workbook. Do the work. Get yourself a notebook. We are going to talk next week, the whole month of January, we're going to talk about creating yourself an excellence workbook to work with all year long. You're going to put prosperity tools in there. You're going to put self-development stuff in there. You're going to put imaging stuff in there, manifestation stuff in there. Okay, we're going to create this workbook together week after week, and you're going to use it every day, and it's going to help you with your daily practice. It's going to be your reminder when you wake up and you forget that you are in charge of your own life. When you forget that you create it, that workbook is going to help to remind you. Okay, so this is the foundation of creating this excellence notebook, we'll call it. Notebook workbook. This is the first step, okay? So go download this. Download also this chart. These things are available for free on revealingleaders.com. All right, I'm going to do my work. I'm going to fill out my chart. I'm going to fill out my workbook. I will keep you guys posted on social media on my progress. I'll put it up in the stories on Instagram and Facebook. So I'll keep you advised of my progress throughout the weekend on working on these things. And I'm also going to clean and dust my desk. And I'm going to clean out a couple of closets as well. So it is a new year. It's a new day. It's time for a new turn of events. All right? So we're going to say goodbye to our podcast folks. Facebook fam, we love you. Go to revealingleaders.com. Happy New Year, and let's get started. Roll up your sleeves. Let's dig in. Let's go. We'll see you soon.